Okay. So, first, Happy New Year to everybody. I love you guys so much. We had just last year, I'm telling you, as a whole, we had so many exciting things that happened. We had people get to new ranks. We had teams that just developed and thrived and just went places. We have new distributors that came on board that are excited about their teams. It was just a fantastic year. But I can tell you right now, that 2021 is not even going to hold a candle to what 2022 is going to bring. And I believe that with every fiber of my being. 2022 is going to be an epic year, a year that is going to take every single one of you to heights beyond your wildest dreams. And the the whole focus of last year was your mindset, getting out of your own way and getting rid of the self-doubt and the negative self-talk and doing your I ams and your positive affirmations and all the things that will put your mind at a place where you believe that you can get there. So we've all been doing those. We've been doing them with our Focus 40s, with our Power Hour in the morning. We're going to continue those this year because I believe they're that important. I believe focusing on yourself has got to be your first priority because you can't pour into somebody else if you're not full. So you've got to pour into yourself and fill up your own cup so it can overflow into others. And tonight, I have got a very special guest, and he knows how to fill somebody's cup up better than anybody that I know. He is one of somebody I look up to and somebody that every time I hear him, he motivates me. He fills my cup. He believes, he gives me that belief that I can do anything. And you guys have heard from him before, but I'm telling you, it's an honor. It's a privilege. And anytime that he is able to come on to give some words to this team, I am all about it because this is a privilege. And I want y'all to know that because just getting any of his time is just such an honor for me. So I want to introduce you to Zingular's CEO, Russ Fletcher.
There I am. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, from the frigid parts of Utah.
I know, I hate that so bad.
So for those of you who don't know, I am not in the Dominican Republic with all of the fun Founders Club folks. I'm at home with COVID, my fun companion for the next couple of days. You may or may not hear it in my voice. I have a voice today, which is a step in the right direction. And if I go off camera for a minute, because I'm coughing. So we'll just set that aside for a minute. As we usually do when I come on here, Melissa, if you would like me to answer questions, I'm happy to do that. I don't want to hijack your whole meeting, but I saw that you were doing your training, and I remember that we had such a great time the last time, and I just wanted to jump on first and foremost and make sure everybody knew what a wonderful job you did at Directors Invitational. Y'all would have been very proud of Melissa. She did a great job. She had people just right there with her, understanding what it means to be being real and helping them understand what it means to be an executive and how you go from where all of them are, and they understood the leadership that you've always known, all of you on this team. So excited to be here. You looked nice and warm as you were walking on the beach earlier.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's really warm. I'm not going to rub it in too much, but it feels really good here.
Well, that's what it's supposed to fill your bucket, get you all ready and warmed up, literally and figuratively, for the new year. So I'll just take a minute or two. I have so much in my head right now. I can't even tell you. There's just so many exciting things that are swirling around, and I'm going to give this group a little preview of what I'm going to say to the Founders Club tomorrow, because I'm going to jump on and do a little Founders Club from next to my fireplace tomorrow. So I'll be nice and warm, even while you guys are nice and warm, just a different kind of warm. You can't see it. I've got my weighted blanket right here. See, it's like 25 pounds. So, first of all, how many of you guys did your team get to watch my live that I did in December a couple of weeks ago?
I did, and we posted it. Yes.
Okay, because I talked about the difference between a resolution, a goal, and a wish. right? I was telling my son this yesterday, and I said, you know, a resolution is something you decide that you're going to be, so a way to be or become. I'm going to be this kind of a person. I'm going to become an early riser. That's a resolution. I'm resolving that I'm going to be an early riser. This isn't a goal that you check off. An actual resolution is not something you go, oh, well, I've made that. I'm done. Check. You can stop being that, so that it's not a one-time thing. A resolution is something you actually drive for. A goal is measurable. It has a time bound. It has an endpoint. You can say, this is something that I'm going to do to achieve the resolution. A wish is something that happens to you. When people hear me play the piano every once in a while, they'll say, oh, I wish I could play like you. What do they mean when they say that? They don't actually mean they want to play the piano. What they mean is, I would like someone to come and bling me with a magic wand and mean I have to give no effort, but then I can play the piano as good as you. That's what they mean when they say, oh, I wish I could play as good as you. That's what they mean. A goal would be somebody saying, I am going to learn how to play 5 Broadway tunes on the piano well enough that somebody can sing along by the end of June, the first 6 months of this year. That's an example of a goal. It's specific, it's time bound, it's measurable, it's something that I can sink my teeth into. A lot of people, they when they're saying I'm setting my New Year's resolution, what they're really talking about is they're trying to make some goals for the new year. Those are two very different things, because what I was talking about in my live was a resolution. A resolution is something that I want to change about me. The classic example of that is, I am going to become, or I will be, an early riser. And it takes, the resolutions often take the forms of I am or positive affirmation statements, where you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I am an early riser. I am an early riser. I am an early riser. And you say it over and over until you get to the point where you're now internalizing it, so that when the alarm clock goes off, you don't immediately turn it off. Your mind says, I'm an early riser, and you get up. Resolutions are things that you resolve to be. And when we talk about resolutions, the term resolve is super valuable to me, because it's talking about a grit, an internal strength, a pillar of fortitude that says, this is who I'm choosing to be. I may slip up. I may fall short every now and then, but my goal of becoming that person goes on, even if I have a day or a week or a month of lapse. I know that I've resolved that's who I'm going to become, and I won't forget it. So I wanted to start with that, because as we're going into this new year, there's so much excitement going on around the corporate office. And I was at a meeting Friday before Christmas, so Christmas Eve in the morning. I was at the corporate office for just a few minutes, and I walked out of there so jazzed. I kept trying to come home, because I was trying to get home early on Christmas Eve, and I'd see somebody else and I would say, let me tell you about this, and it was just excitement. So I'm just going to share a little bit of that. But some of you have heard us talk about the concept of leading with the business. Have you ever heard us say that? You probably have, right? Leading with the business. I'm going to suggest that that's not the right way to think about it. Leading with the business is a tactic, not a mindset. That's okay as a tactic. I'm not suggesting that it's a bad tactic. I'm just saying it's a tactic, not a mindset. Here's the mindset that I want you to have. You run a business. You have a business. You are the CEO of your business. You are a business owner, and you should be thinking about what's in the best interest of my business. Well, you need people to expand your business footprint. For example, the concept of leverage. I'm really tired. I wish we could retire the term duplication. Curtis and I go the rounds on this one, because he likes the term duplication. But here's why I'm on the anti-duplication word, not the concept, but the word. Because it implies that somebody can be you. They can't be you. Nobody can duplicate you. Nobody can bring your experience, your humor, your the way you talk, how warm or cold you are as a person. Nobody can duplicate you. So when people say, well, just do what your upline leader does. Really? How many of you know Cynthia Evans? Could you actually go do what Cynthia does? I've watched her in action, cold contacting somebody. I've never seen anybody do it better. It's amazing. I watched her cold contact somebody on the cruise we were on a couple of years ago. And by the end of the cruise, they were best buddies. And then later that person signed up. And I just was kind of blown. I watched it happen. I thought, this is why Cynthia is who she is. And I can see people watching her and going, well, I can't do that. So when we're talking about duplication, I don't want you to think about, well, I have to be Cynthia. But you don't have to be Cynthia or Melissa or Stacy or anybody else. You have to be you. But you should think about leverage. Leverage. True business people talk about the term leverage. And leverage is saying, well, I can't do it all by myself. So for example, can I, Russ Fletcher, run a $170 million Singular corporation by myself? It's almost silly saying it out loud. The first thing that a new leader like me, when I came in, first thing I did was to start to build teams. We need teams of people. We need people who are supporting each other. We need complementary skills. We need to work together. And one of the underutilized assets that almost all of you have is this incredible Singular team. I mean, jaw-dropping, amazing people in every walk of life across every corner of our country and starting to be other corners of the world. Hold on. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Through corners of the world, we're going to go. We're growing internationally. We're so excited about this. And you have these resources. You have these people available to you who will reach out and say, maybe you're not an expert in fill in the blank. I'm not an expert in the comp plan. Oh, well, I am. And now you have leverage. You can build on that leverage. That's leverage going up into the people who already exist in the company. But you also have leverage down. You have leverage down in the people that you're attracting. They're joining your team and building teams of their own. You may say to yourself, well, you know what? I need a Cynthia Evans on my team. I need a Stacy Loftus who understands how to get people on subscription. I need somebody like Tatum. I can't remember Tatum's last name. Who knows how to sign people as distributors right out of the gate. I need somebody like that. And then go talk to them. Go talk to the people who are already doing it. And say to them, hey, can I pick your brain? I can almost guarantee you 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, people inside our company will say, yes, I will help you. Let me work with you. Let me help you figure out how to do this. Even if there's no incentive for them in it, other than joining the Singular community is what you get. That's what you get from being here. So as we talk about, it's not leading with the business, it's running a business. It's not duplication, it's leverage. It's not that you are, the other term that I'd love to get rid of is the term network marketing or multi-level marketing. That's not what we do. That's the way we compensate. We don't do network marketing. We use a multi-tiered commission program through a direct consumer selling model. That's a different way of thinking about it. They go, oh, is this one of them pyramid schemes? Well, everything about that phrase makes me angry. Every organization in the world is a pyramid, every single one. From the United States government to a football team every organization has leadership at the top and then it spreads out through the organization. So is it a pyramid? Well, yeah, like every other organization ever is in the form of a pyramid. So let's set that aside for a minute. Is it a scheme? No. But much like the way that, I'll give you an example. Here's the difference between our model. Where are you, by the way, Melissa? You look like you're in a holding cell somewhere.
I'm in my hotel room.
Oh, it's just your hotel room. Okay.
Yeah, that's the balcony.
I'm like, I feel bad. They've quarantined Melissa at the hotel and she can't go out. Now she's doing Zooms with her team. If you were working in corporate America, and Melissa, you worked in corporate America for many years. If you worked in corporate America, you never would say to somebody, never, this phrase would never come out of your mouth. Somebody would say, hey, you should come work with us at XYZ company. Man, it's great. This is how much I got paid. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. They say, come to work here. We're doing great work. Here's the kind of people I work with. Here's the kind of environment it is. Here's the kind of job that we do. That's what you would say. You would not say, come to work here because this is the paycheck I get paid. And yet somehow in the world of network marketing, we feel like that's the only way we can talk about the business. We don't, and that's what gets us in trouble. Right? That's why the FTC says don't do that. So don't do it. Talk about everything else. If they want to know, can you really make money at this? You say, yes, let me sit down and talk with you one-on-one about the kind of income you can make. In the meantime, here's our income summary. You can make your own conclusions about how hard do you want to work. Where you want to be on that income summary list. I'm going to stop talking and see if there are any questions at this point. So I take a sip of my tea.
Just unmute yourself if you have one.
Or you can put it in the chat too, if you want.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I see there's a couple of people in the chat. Or unmute, either way. While they're doing that, you know what else you don't do in corporate America? You don't ever keep track of cumulative earnings. Do you ever keep track of cumulative earnings, Melissa? How much did you earn at your job?
How much did I earn?
Total.
A year? 125 a year.
Better now. Yeah, when somebody gets to $1 million in cumulative earnings, do they come by their office with a big check? That's fun. We enjoy doing that. But it isn't the way corporate America works. I'm not saying we're trying to be corporate America. The reality is, those are some things we just have to not be able to do. This is what COVID does for you. It makes you passionate and then cough. So you can temper that passion with a cough. I'm going to see if there are any questions while I sip my tea.
Hey Russ, this is Stacy. I don't have a question, more of a comment. And first of all, thank you for doing this when we all know that you're not 100%. And I want everyone that's listening to this live and listening to the recording to know and understand this is what leadership is about. You get out on the field and you play, even if you're not 100%. And that's Russ, and that's our company. So first of all, Russ, thank you so much for doing this, knowing that you're not 100% yourself tonight. Next thing is, I love the mind shift of the term not leading with the business. And I think for a long time, a lot of people have felt very intimidated by that phrase, lead with the business. I love you have a business. Who do you want to bring along with you on this business journey? Who will, like you said, you're the CEO of your company. When you look around, your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, your coworkers, who are those top people that you know would be a good fit and you would want to bring into this? And I think with it being worded that way, it's a lot less intimidating of leading with the business. And I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I like the thought really is you want to be open to sharing the business with anybody who is interested. Of course you do. You know, sometimes you don't know who's interested and who's not. So you want to be open to sharing it. But the idea of saying, well, I'm going to force this business on everybody I meet, just doesn't feel right, and it isn't us. It's not the way we think about it. Now, I get that when we say leading with the business, we're trying to encourage people to be a little more bold about sharing the opportunity, and I still agree with that. I want them to be bold and feel confident. But I think about it from the perspective of you own a business. What do you need to do that's in the best interest of your business? At the corporate office, we call it highest and best use of your time. What's the highest and best use of your time? Well, some days the highest and best use of your time, like today, for me, was laying in bed. That was the highest and best use of my time today, right? Because I need to get better so that I can use my full faculties and resources for the company in the future. But some days it's obviously not that. Some days the highest and best use of your time is not necessarily bringing in business people, but bringing in just customers. And sometimes it is. So one of the things you should ask all the time is, am I performing to the highest and best use of my time? Thanks, Stacy. Other questions or thoughts?
We've got one on the chat, and it's from Tanisha. And Tanisha actually asked, will the company consider stock options in the future? And she said she's praying for you and you rock.
Hold on, Tanisha. I haven't talked this much all day, so you guys are getting the worst of me. Sorry about that.
We're just warming you up for tomorrow.
I appreciate that. So almost decidedly no, Tanisha. The company is closely held, a private held company with a very small number of shareholders, and is expected to continue that way into the future. We would love to be able to provide some form of stock ownership, but it's very tightly held by our ownership group, and we love them. Rudy, Mary, Steve, and Bruce are just terrific. They are the ownership of the company, and we are very blessed to have a when I tease them, I say that there's a spectrum, right? You have the crazy owners on this side of the spectrum that are just out of this world, and you have the sort of total sane, rational people. And I said, I always tease them. I said, I'm grateful that our ownership group is much closer to the sane side. They tease me right back. So no, probably not going to have stock options in the future. Looks like there's another chat. What does that one say, Melissa? Oh, you disappeared on me.
I'm sorry. It said, are we still considering the option of PayPal as a payment form?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the note that went out in December about the ability to use a pay later systems similar to Klarna. I don't know if you guys talked about that as a team. We now can support that as a company, but not directly. In other words, you can't go in and say, I'm going to pay with Klarna, but we can accept a Klarna payment in the form of a regular credit card, because that's how it comes across. And the ones that do come across that way, we can use that. PayPal is a different animal, but in some ways very similar. We're not currently accepting it as a payment type, but it actually is something we do have on our radar for potential in the future. We're just using our IT resources in other places right now.
Awesome. Anybody else? What about HSA accounts?
So HSA is not something we can accept. You have to get certified as a medical treatment or something like that. Some formal, that's not the right word, but there's a formal designation that you need to get, and we don't have it. Because if we got it, we would be under a lot more scrutiny. So that's probably not something we're going to do in the near term.
Anybody else? Rare opportunity, you guys. Has the company considered care credit? I think that probably falls the same thing as the HSA, maybe.
Yeah, it's the same idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm having trouble keeping this cough down, so I'm going to call it a night.
I know you are. We appreciate you, and we thank you for jumping on, and look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. And I'll report back to whatever you're going to say tomorrow. Russ, we really do appreciate you, and we are praying for you. We hope you get better very, very quickly, and we miss you greatly here.
Well, dip your toes in the sand for me and enjoy the warm weather, and we'll see you all in April at Zing Fling.
Yes.
See you,
Thanks,
Russ.
Russ.
We miss you, brother.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. So, wow. I'm just saying, I mean, I've got like pages and pages of notes just from that, well, almost a half hour conversation. What a great man to be sick like that and just come on and spend time with us. I'm telling you, you need to decide. You need to decide what you want, but it's not enough just to decide what you want. You've got to take the action and make it happen. Because just like you said, a wish is just something that you want to happen to you without putting in the effort, and that's not going to get you anywhere. What's going to get you somewhere is when you make those goals and you make those resolutions that you're in, that you have a singular business. That is your resolution. It is who you are. And then set those goals this year that you're going to be more. And if you want more in 2022 than you had in 2021, you got to do more or do something different than you did in 2021 that didn't get you to those goals that's going to get you there in 2022. You guys all know what to do. Y'all know the steps. Y'all do the steps. You've got to be consistent. You've got to have that consistency, and you've got to have that perseverance to overcome these. December was rough, but you know what? I saw so many of you, even though you weren't seeing the results that you should have been seeing from the effort that you were putting in, you didn't stop the effort. That's what's going to make you great. That's what's going to make you an amazing business. That's what's going to get you to the ranks that you want to get to. That's what's going to earn you the Founders Club trip, when you know what you have to do and you actually do it day in, day out, even when it's not fun, even when it's hard, even when it would be easier to do something else, you still do it. That's what's going to be the difference. And I want y'all to have that resolution. The resolution that you'll do it every day. And it's not a goal because it doesn't have an end. You do it because this is your business. This is your dream. This is your legacy. This is what you're going to leave to your family. This is what's going to get your family all of those things that the time freedom, the financial freedom, all of those things that we dream about. This is it. There is not any better opportunity that you could have in your hand than Singular. And especially with all the changes that we're making, the new systems that we have, the easy processes that there are now, the steps that we have. I mean, it's going to explode. And you guys are in such an amazing position right here that you're still in this at a ground floor level, because it hasn't blown up yet like it's going to. And y'all are in the best position that you could possibly be in. So tell yourself and write it down. There's only been like 2 people that have posted their goals on the goal post. I want you to make a commitment to do that. Write your goals out. You've got to see them on paper. Write out what you're going to do for the month of January. Write out your goals for 2022. Write them out. Be specific. Make them timed, make them measurable, make them attainable. And then you've got your map, and then lock arms and let's go do it. Let's find the people that you want to be in your business, the people that, like he was talking about, having the build on other strengths. Find the people that have things where you lack, because we're better together. And when we have people, above us and below us supporting, we all support each other. This team is very unique. I'm just going to tell you, in our company, our team, it doesn't matter if you're sister line, cross line, up line, down line, we treat each other the same. We empower each other. We love each other, and we're unique. So you can find your strengths from others on this team where you lack. And I love the thing that he said, it's not duplicating. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like Vicky. You don't have to be like Teresa. You don't have to be like anybody. You have to be you. And this is your company. You're the CEO of your company. You're the business owner of your company. So it's you. You make the decisions. And just decide to go. Tell yourself you're good enough. Tell yourself you can do this. Tell yourself you are an executive. Tell yourself you will earn Founders Club. Get out of your own way and let's go. Let's make 2022 the best year you have ever had. And let's bring so many people along with us, that need that extra financial opportunity. I love y'all so much. Does anybody have anything they want to say? Anybody?
Melissa, I'm going to jump in here again real quick. I promise you I'm not hijacking your training.
Yes.
But guys, I want you all to know something. We are in an amazing resort in Punta Cana, and I see Hillary's on the training as well. I'm not sure who else is here that's on the training. You don't want to miss these trips. If this is not a goal that you have set for yourself, it's definitely not too late to do it. There's people who've earned this trip in 3 and 4 months. So we are just 3 months in. You have plenty of time to earn this trip. And get with Melissa. She has been on every trip since she's been with Zingular on these Founders Club trips. So she knows how to do it. So there's no one better to learn from how to earn these trips and be on them than your leader here. So get with her and talk to her about, how to strategize and make it happen. Number 2 is, she's here on a semi-vacation trip. Let's just be honest. And she's bringing you guys an amazing training. She could have very easily said, hey, I'm on a trip this week. Can someone else cover training for me? And none of you all would have thought anything about it. But here she is in the Dominican, taking her evening to train you guys, not only to train you guys, but to bring in the CEO of the company to train as well. So if you guys are not locking in with Melissa and letting her help you set your goals, then start doing that. And don't be afraid to think of big goals. Don't be afraid to fail at your goals, because I'll tell you what, I've set a lot of goals that I've not hit. And it's okay, because I've set them, I've worked hard for them, and I've missed some. So don't be afraid to set a goal that you're a little apprehensive if you're going to hit or not. Set the goal and work with Melissa and make it happen. So, Melissa, that's all I've got. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Stacy.
You're welcome.
And since Hillary's on here, Hillary, you got anything you want to say? You're muted. You're muted.
Get here. That's all I gotta say. Y'all, it's completely doable. People have done this trip in 3 weeks. And it's not just the trip, it is the community, it is the friendships, it is the family that, you know how we feel about each other. And we don't always get to see each other all the time, and we're on the same team and everything, but the whole company is like this. It's what I love about what we are doing is that we're changing lives and we're helping other people become better, just like we have become better with this company, because these are life-changing products. We know this stuff works. It changes you from the inside out. It makes you healthy. It improves your quality of life. We are truly changing lives, but not only physically and healthily or health-wise, but also financially, y'all. This opportunity is unlike anything else in the world. And the family that comes along with it, and the community and this culture that we have, is like nothing else out there. You can literally, y'all, I knew there's like 300 people here right now. And out of however many is in the whole company, there's a lot in the whole company. So there's only about 300 people, which every single one of y'all can do this. But out of all of those people, I know a fraction, but I can seriously walk up to anybody in singular and start talking to them, and they will talk to me like they have known me for a million years and accept me like one of their own and love me. And they do that with every single person, because that's what it's like to be a part of this family, is to accept people and to just have this sense of loving and caring for other people, because that's what we're doing, is we're serving each other and we're serving other people. And it is second to none. We have struck the lottery with this company, and there is no better time than now, with all the things that we've got going on, all these new things, all the things that are coming. We are in the right place at the right time, and it is time to run. This is the beginning of a new year, and we've got a clean slate. So set those goals, make your intentions, go ahead and choose a word for your year. Last year mine was fearless, and I'm going to be honest, it's the third. I haven't picked a new word for this new year, but last year my word of the year was fearless. So in addition to your goals, I challenge you to pick a word, what you want your year to reflect, what you want your year to be. Pick your word of the year and go ahead and start off fresh and new. Set your goals and run with it. And let's do this together. Let's lock arms and run together, because there is no place that I'd rather be than right here beside each one of y'all. And
Yes.
I'm excited to be here with you. And I'm proud of each and every one of y'all, especially for getting on these trainings and everything. I mean, that's the first step to moving forward and moving up. And let's just go and do this together. And I love y'all.
Whew, you're going to tear me up. Ah, I do too. And it just takes one step. It takes a commitment from you to go and do it. So is there anything else? If not, we're going to end it. I'll see the chats. Anything else in the chats? No. Well, I declare Ephesians 3:20 over this team. God is going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can think or ask. Because we honor him, his blessings are going to chase us down and overtake us. He is going to open supernatural doors. People are going to seek us out. We're going to rise in the ranks because we're going to give him the glory for it all. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. If you need me, message me. Bye.